So many tabs open. Okay, here we are at 19. Only missing 3. Okay, let's get started. It is officially 10:35. So we're gonna go ahead and start. I have a few things to ask or just tell you guys about before we begin social studies. I don't know if you guys noticed on Teams, our live recordings weren't exactly um, loading. They weren't uploading like they were the first couple of days where you can sort of find them in general and you can find them under posts and stuff. They would just automatically upload, but they weren't uploading. All of the teachers were having this issue. They were trying to figure out like what are we going to do because not everybody can attend the live meetings, or like I show you guys how to do a lot of different things, and if you want to go back and rewatch, if there's no video for you to rewatch, then what are you going to do? So I made a YouTube channel. Wait, all right. So Eric, let's see what Eric has to say, and then I will go ahead.
Still not working.
What is still not working?
Chat.
What?
Chat.
I can't hear you. I'm sorry.
The chat's not working.
Oh, great. I don't understand why that is the case for us, because in 5B, the chat is fine, and I didn't change any settings here, and for some reason, it won't let you guys chat, and I don't understand. Meeting chat. I might have to cancel the meeting overall, like in the calendar, start a whole new series. It's not going to change anything for you guys. It's mostly for me. So I will do my best to fix that again. Thank you for telling me. So anyway, YouTube. So the way you access it is I'm going to show you via screen share really quickly. Most of you might have already seen it and accessed it. If you haven't, I'm just going to show you really quickly. We're going to go to Office, open up Teams. We are 5A. And if you go over to Files, it says Live Sessions in YouTube. That's where you're going to click. And then right here, I created a link that if it doesn't take you directly, all you have to do is copy it. It should have taken you directly, but maybe not me because I can edit. You can click paste and boom, it will take you to our meeting yesterday, our social studies meeting. And then if you click on my name down here, it'll take you to all of our videos, and to make it even easier, in playlists you can find just 5A classes, okay? And there you go. I'm going to probably upload all of the rest of our live sessions that way because for some reason, like I said, they're just not working. They're not showing up in the actual Teams app. So that might be the only way you can access live recordings. Like I said, if you attend live and you know what you're doing, then you don't have to worry about it. But if you attend live and there's something you don't understand, you can always go back and rewatch it on YouTube, or for those of us who can't make the live sessions, that's how they can access the meetings. Yeah. So let's get to our social studies. Anybody have a question? No. Okay. Also, you guys, please, you know what? It might actually be helpful for all of you to go back and rewatch because, or this might not apply to you, but for those of you who are not uploading your assignments in the assignments tab, please go back and rewatch and learn how to upload assignments because If you guys just keep sharing them with me or sending them in a chat or emailing me, I am gonna have a hard time finding your assignment. They're scattered, like when they're scattered everywhere. It's really difficult for me to figure out where they are. I'm looking, I'm searching for everybody's assignment, and it takes so much time. So if you can just upload them here, all you have to do is click assignments, and the same way you email them to me or send them in a chat, you just click on it and you click. Well, I already did this one, but let's go back. There's going to be a paperclip here, and it's going to say attach, and that's all you click, and you can upload it straight from your OneDrive, which OneDrive equals that Word document that you wrote. Okay, so please, if you guys can try your best to do that, go back and rewatch if you have to. I would really appreciate that, because it's really difficult for me to find everybody's assignments when they're all over the place. And if it comes up blank, then I will let you know, and then you can maybe send it up in chat. But I want you to at least try, because it's really hard for me to find everybody's assignments. Okay? Any questions? No. All right. So let's get to the lesson. I'm sorry, I didn't get a break, and I wish I would have been able to, because I need to stretch. So social studies. So basically, remember, guys, what we are going to be talking about is, it's like a story. Okay, we're literally reading the story of how the United States became what it is today, from its birth, from when it was just a little baby, the first one, like right when it became a country, to what it is now, the stuff that we go through now as a country together. So we talked about when it was just a baby and its first settlers. Okay, then we talked about when other people started to come in and check out what was going on in the United States, on this land, how they settled here before they were even states, how they fought over who could settle here, how they declared what states really are and what they should look like, and then again, how they fought over who should really rule these states now, the British, or becoming their own country, which we would call the Americans. And now we are going to talk about the Constitution. So does anybody have something that they think they know about the Constitution? Anybody at all? Nobody knows anything about the Constitution. No? Vivi? Go ahead, Viviana. Let's see.
Maybe the Constitution is like about it's like yes. um Maybe the Constitution is about how they let the slaves free.
Do you guys see Viviana, or did she lose connection for you guys as well? Yeah? Yeah, I only see, the only faces I can see are Julian and Alyssa's right now. Guys, please, if you have a camera, please turn them on. Please. 5B, I have like 50 people, like all of them, like 90% of the class has their camera on. The rest of you guys, I can't see. It's a little sad. It's too a large gallery. Maybe that's my fault. Okay, here's my camera, people. Okay, perfect. Sophia, and you had your hand up, and then I saw Gianni's hand up as well.
Everything is freezing, so like it's going very slow. So
I think it's our Wi-Fi.
everything's gonna be freezing. Like, cause said Viviana was speaking, but she was already on mute. and her screen is like moving very slowly. You're frozen up. She's frozen up.
Yeah, we might just have to be extra patient. I know you're probably really tired of hearing that. I am too. Um, it's kind of glitchy for me as well. So we're just gonna have to work with it. Am I recording? Please tell me I'm recording. I am. Okay. Anybody else know something about the Constitution? Or shall I get to it? Gianni has her hand up. Go ahead, Gianni. You can speak.
Didn't you say that Mr. Chico was going to tell you you had access to a camera by the end of yesterday?
Yes, but I forgot to ask him because yesterday after class, I went through and read everybody's Harriet Tubman letter. That's what I wanted to get to today. I read through all of your letters. I left you guys feedback. A lot of them I really, really enjoyed. If you want to go and find your feedback, I think you should be able to find it through assignments. So I forgot to ask Mr. Chico, and I didn't go into school today. I'm working from home. So I'm hoping I will remember to do that tomorrow because all of yesterday I had graded the papers and then I came up with lesson plans for today and what we're going to do. And I came up with our English project, and that took me a lot longer to think of than I thought it would. So I forgot. But Gianni, thank you for reminding me. Actually, let me write that down. Ask. Okay, so let's get back to the Constitution. So, spoiler alert. Remember we were talking about what a revolution is, and you had either the British fighting or the Americans. Well, like I said, spoiler alert, the Americans win, and this is where the Constitution comes in. So here's an example. Let's think of school. Let's imagine we're back at school and there's no teachers and there's no principals, and it's just sort of only kids. And yeah, imagine what that would be like. Do you think that you guys would actually learn, or do you think that maybe only some of you would learn some days? Maybe it would be a lot of like free for all, just do whatever you want, have fun, socialize, recess, run around the school. It might become something like that, right? Without any order or any rules, nobody really in charge. You can do whatever you want. That's basically what happened in the United States. So imagine if we had no law, no president, um, no police officers, and we got to do whatever the heck we wanted. Okay, they ended up resulting in chaos. People were seriously doing whatever they wanted, and there was no order at all. So the country was sort of in shambles. It was almost like Sophia said yesterday, it was on fire. It was just going downhill. Okay, so a group of men got together and said, we need to do something about it. We need to get order, and we need to get it now. So they created the Constitution. And what the Constitution is, it's a sort of document that the United States and the law and basically the government is grounded on. It's founded. Uh, Dylan, your mic is unmuted. Okay, perfect. You didn't need to do that. But you had a question. Um, so yeah. So without this, these leaders met and they created this what is called Congress. Okay, and it was called the Constitutional Convention, and this is where they created none other than the three branches of government. So I'm sure you've all heard of the three branches. We have three branches. We have legislative, executive, and judicial. So I like to think of it as LEG, or LEJ. Jeez, sorry, I'm tired. LEJ, legislative. L for law. Okay, these are the people who make the laws. So they're the ones who decided that stealing is illegal and murder is illegal and all those other laws that we hear about today. Executive is none other than president. So right now it is currently President Donald Trump. He is the executive branch. He is the one who when the lawmakers decide, and the lawmakers are Congress. So maybe you've heard of congressmen or congresswomen. Maybe you've heard of the most popular known. Her name is AOC, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. She is a congresswoman, and she is trying to create all these laws that make our world as we know it, our country as we know it, very different. Maybe in a good way, maybe in a bad way, depends on what you believe in. So these congressmen and women, they get together in a group, kind of like, let's say we're all congressmen and women, and Viviana says, I want to make it illegal for us to have homework. I'm tired of it. There's no way. And me and Alyssa and Julian are like, no, homework is important. We want homework every night. We would meet, and Abril and Nicholas and Demetrio and Alan, they're kind of like, I don't know. You know what? I don't know. I don't know which side I'm on. We would fight in our committee and figure out what we come up with. And let's say homework becomes illegal. We can't have homework anymore. It's gone. Me and Alyssa and Julian get voted out, and Congress votes on no more homework for anyone. They would send that law in the mail, and President Donald Trump, or let's say Demetrio's the president, and he's the president, and he opens up this letter and this envelope, and he says, "This is ridiculous. I don't agree with this. I'm the president, and I think homework should be assigned every day." So what he can do is he can tell Congress, "Nope, your law is not getting passed," and he uses his veto card, and that means that the law doesn't get passed. So that's why the executive branch is its own branch, because they have the final say. Um, and then our third branch is judicial. Jude, as in like judge, okay? This is the court. This is the biggest court in the entire United States. So let's say Julian robs Alyssa. He steals her iPad, okay? She has video evidence of him stealing, okay? But Viviana is the judge here. She takes him to court, and she's the judge here in Indiana. And him and her are best friends. So she says, Julian, don't worry, I won't tell on you. And, you're going to get away with it. And he gets away with it. And Alyssa's like, I have video proof. Why, how could he get away with this? So then Alyssa says, you know what? I'm taking this to the even bigger judge. I'm taking it to the Judge Abril in Indianapolis. She's a higher ranking judge than Judge Viviana. And Julian is friends with her as well. And she says, don't worry, Julian, I got your back. I'm not going to tell on you. And he gets away with it again. And Alyssa's tired of it. She knows justice has not been served. And she knows that something needs to be done about it. So she decides to take it to the Supreme Court. That's Sophia, Demetrio, and Nicholas. The Supreme Court is the highest ranking court you can possibly go to. They take very big cases of people who think that they were not served justice in smaller courts. Okay, it's very serious when a case is taken to the Supreme Court. That means that either a judge or somebody did not do their job correctly if the Supreme Court rules in the victim's favor. Okay, so to go to the Supreme Court is a huge deal. Those are like the biggest judges in all of the world. They're basically, not in all of the world, in all of the United States. They're famous, okay? And they have to swear a special oath to make sure that whatever they believe in has to be set aside, and they're only seeking justice based on the evidence presented. So let's say that Demetrio's on the Supreme Court and he's friends with Julian. He is on the Supreme Court, and that's the biggest court ever, so he has to put his friendship with Julian aside and do what's right and maybe rule in Alyssa's favor since she has so much evidence. Even though in his heart that's not what he wants to do because he loves his friend Julian, he has to do what's right. That's what the Supreme Court is. So you have the three branches: the Supreme Court, the big-time judges, the executive, our president, and then the legislative, the people who make the laws, the people who are saying, I want homework to be illegal or whatever the case may be. So that's what the Constitution is. The Constitution made that. They made these three branches so that the world has order. And that's why we have laws that we have to follow. And that's why you might have heard somebody say, and our constitutional rights, what our country stands for. The most common one you might hear is, I can say what I want. I have freedom of speech. That's my constitutional right. Okay? And that's what the Constitution states. It states what the rights that we have as citizens and the rights that the government, the three branches, have as our government to bring order. Okay? So next, we have the Industrial Revolution. Now, I know what this looks like. This looks like maybe a fire or pollution. It might look boring. I would ask you guys for thoughts, but we only have 5 minutes, so I have to talk kind of quickly. But if any of you are familiar with good old Whiting, Indiana, that's where me, Miss Gomez, lives. I live in Whiting, and this looks exactly like Whiting. A bunch of factories and a bunch of pollution and some stinky smelling air. If you've ever been to Whiting, it does not smell nice here. And that's because of pollution. So the Industrial Revolution, you guys remember, right? We're talking about the history of the United States. not too far back, we had colonies. We only had like teepees and tents. Then, as the world begins to develop and change, they discover technology, okay? And not our version of technology, not computers and AirPods and Fortnite and Wi Fi. Their version of technology was factories, okay? It was using coal and fire to create factories, create machines. And this was a huge, huge deal. This is how, let's say, sewing machines were invented. They realized instead of sitting here and sewing one sweater and taking 2 days to sew one sweater, it'll only take 2 hours and you can sew 10 sweaters if you make a machine. So that's what this was. This was the creation of factories. It was the creation of machines and operating and stuff like that. It was a big deal because they were so used to living on farms and making things and trading things all by hand. So now this made things a lot easier. This brought a lot more people to come to the United States. They saw more job opportunities, just cooler things and a growing country. So it was a really, really big deal. Um, and then we have, next slide, the Civil War. Now, this is probably going to be my favorite chapter. I don't know about you guys, but um, so the Civil War, it is called the Civil War because it took place within the United States and it took place between people who lived here. So our fifth grade class, let's say we have a fifth grade class in a Civil War in our class. So let's say back to our last one. Julian, Vivi, Abril, and Nicholas decide no more homework. Homework is dumb. And me, Sophia, Alyssa, and Demetrio are really pro homework and we think homework is important. Otherwise, how much were you really going to learn if you don't go home and practice? So we believe these things, and we believe it so strongly that we start to fight, and we tell everybody you need to pick sides. And it's not a revolution because a revolution is you're fighting for change, and you're trying to do it through policy and protests, maybe a little bit of gunfire. But a war means that you have to pick a side and you have to fight to the death to figure out which side you really are a part of, okay? And that's what happened. And it's called the Civil War because they described it as brother versus brother. These were people who knew each other. These could have been neighbors, okay? And it was a true and honest war. They fought, they killed, okay? People died. And it was based on things that they believed in. And it has to do with none other than the Industrial Revolution. The creation of technology is one factor. And the second factor is slavery. Remember, I said when the United States was founded, slavery was founded with it. Slavery existed. Let's think of none other than our Harriet Tubman, okay? These people over here who realize like what they could do with technology, the work that they can do, the world that they can change, they realize, what are we doing with slavery? Is slavery really necessary? These are human beings, and maybe we shouldn't, make them and whip them so that they can do our work for us. Maybe we should open factories and do our work ourselves and earn them and give these people their rights. That's what the unions over here believed. And then you had the Confederates, okay, and the Confederate flag. That's still a topic we talk about to this day in history. Just a few weeks ago, it was officially banned and it's illegal to have a Confederate flag. And that's because of what many people believe the Confederate flag stands for. It stands for pro-slavery, okay? These people were pro-slavery because they were from the South. They were still, like I said, the Industrial Revolution, the invention of technology, that was all happening in the North. But in the South, they were still working on farms, cotton plantations, tobacco plantations, and who was working these farms were mostly slaves. These were slave owners and their slaves, and they did not want that because they were like, these people are gonna make us lose our jobs. If we have to get rid of slaves, we're not gonna have any, we're not gonna make any money. They're the reason they are our company. And so it was a huge fight. Abraham Lincoln was the president during this time, and as everybody might know, he was against slavery. He often spoke out against slavery, and that's what caused this war between friends. Either you were from the South and you wanted slaves to keep your business, or you were from the North and you were like, let's do technology, let's get rid of slaves. It's not right, okay? And that's what the Civil War basically was. And like I said, it relates to today because just recently the Confederate flag was banned, and that's because some people didn't realize what it stood for. I know a lot of the Black Lives Matter community said, it stands for slavery, and that's not something that we really want to, see when we're driving down the street, is a reminder. But for some people, they said that it more so represents the South and old time workers. Um, I don't know. Everybody has their own opinions, but it is illegal now to have a Confederate flag, which is really interesting. And that's this flag. So these were the Unions, and these were the Confederates, and they fought against each other. And that was a war within the United States of United States citizens against United States citizens. So we'll take Gianni's question.
Would they arrest you if you had a Confederate flag?
Um, you know what? Let's see. You guys can still see my screen, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Let's see. Maybe it wasn't illegal. It might be in certain states. It's banned. Let's say that. Um, so they have to vote on it. So we'll get into the powers of the states. So usually when we pass laws, it has to go through the government. But each state also has their own little rule, right? So think about it like certain cities, you can do certain things. So like in the city of Chicago, the one I can think of is not appropriate to say, but certain areas have certain laws, okay? And so I'm trying to think of one that fifth graders. Either way, let's say in the city of Chicago, it's okay to not have homework. But in the city of Indianapolis, you have to have homework. Each city can have their own mini laws, okay? So these are the states that want to ban the Confederate flag. They haven't voted yet, but I remember like reading about this maybe a couple weeks ago when the Black Lives Matter movement was really in its peak. California, South Carolina, Mississippi, Virginia, Georgia, and Alabama. It's banned in these companies. So if you walk into a Sears, a Kmart, or a Walmart, and you have, let's say, a Confederate flag T-shirt, they have every right to kick you out. And they say you can't shop here. eBay, you are not allowed to sell or anything like that. Amazon, Etsy, Google, Warner, I mean a lot of places are backing up this anti-Confederate flag. Viviana.
But Sears, it's closed.
I think the owner of Sears, maybe they might own like other smaller stores. Kind of like how Coca-Cola owns a lot of things that we don't even realize. Gianni and then Julian.
What if you didn't know it was a Confederate flag?
If you didn't know, well, here you go. Now you know. I'm sure that if you showed up to Walmart and you didn't know, then you could say like I had no idea, and they might say, well, that's too bad. I'm sorry, you still can't walk into our store because they do have that right. That's a good question. Maybe not everybody knows. Maybe some people who aren't from our country don't know, and if they see the shirt, they might think it's an American flag. That's it. That could be a possible mistake. Julian, and then we can take our break.
Can I go restroom?
Oh, yeah, it's time for a break anyway. I want you guys to come back at 11:18. I know that's very specific, but come back, take your break. No cameras, no microphones, that's fine. Go have a snack, do what you want. I'm going to talk with Gianni and then Viviana, and then we're going to do English.
What was Julian's sentence for stealing the iPad?
Maybe it was. Maybe he wouldn't have to go to jail, but maybe he would have to do 3 homework assignments every day for the rest of his life, even when he's out of school. That might since he doesn't like homework. Viviana.
Oh wait, I just forgot.
Okay, Angela.
What time did you say we had to come back?
At 11:18. So don't log out. Don't leave the meeting. Just you can mute your camera and your microphone, and then go stretch, take a little break, a brain break, and then we'll come back for English because English lasts about an hour.
Let me talk to other people.
Viviana, do you still have a question? No? Okay.
I have a question.
Okay, everybody, if you want to start coming back to reality. Yeah, somebody's mic is not muted. That's something I forgot to tell you guys about too, about me, is that I'm sure your generation, I think it's your generation that are really the ones that are really into it because you're growing up with it. But I am also addicted to TikTok. I'm sure that was a TikTok in the background. I am addicted to it. I'll open the app and then it's like 5 hours later, and I'm like, oh my god, I've been on this app for hours. Um, it's funny. I watch like a lot of the funny videos. I don't really get a lot of the dance videos on my For You page, but I get a couple of them. Like I used to watch Dance Moms, so I get all those girls like Nia and I think Mackenzie, but I don't get those people who are like the big ones. What are they like? I don't even know what their names are. They're all boys. Um, I do have Charlie D'Amelio though, because I think she's so cute. She's adorable. Okay, let's get going, because I could talk about TikTok all day. English. How did the homework go? Everybody did good on their hero assignment. Felt good about it. That's good. Please listen to me sing TikTok songs because not all of them are appropriate. Okay, so I would like 3 volunteers. The first 3 people who raised their hand virtually. I would like to hear about your hero. Really quickly, give yourself like 2 minutes, but I do want at least 3 people to go ahead and talk about their hero to the class, who their hero is, and maybe a few reasons why they picked that person. Come on, 3 people. 5A. Don't make the day longer than it has to be. 5B, I had volunteers before that question even finished. All right, we've got Viviana. Come on, 2 more, please. Abril and Alan. Thank you, guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So we'll go Viviana, Abril, and then Alan.
My report was about Susan B. Anthony. She was helping the women's rights with so they can vote.
That's awesome. Yeah, Susan B. Anthony is one of the most important women in history, right next to our fave, Miss Harriet Tubman. So very good. I love Miss Susan B. Anthony. Good job. We're gonna do Brill and then Alan. You are not getting away. You already raised your hand, so I'm calling on you after Brill.
I know. It's just that I was gonna unraise it so I didn't have to put it all. Okay. I did my report about my dad because he did lots of stuff for our family. He was in the military. He'd been through a lot when he was a kid. His mom left him when he was just my age, so I decided to write about him.
That's awesome. Yeah, I love that. I would have probably wrote about. I did the Harriet Tubman as an example, but I probably would have wrote about one of my parents as well. So that's really good, April. I love that. Alan. Okay. Let's get one more volunteer since Alan is silent. One more. The longer you guys take, we might go over in time and you might not get out when you want to get out. So the longer you take, the longer class goes. So one more volunteer, please.
Miss Gomez.
Mm-hmm.
I have a solution to your problem. If someone raised their hand to ask the for the your assignment, I can put TikTok music.
I would love that, but no, we can't do TikTok music. We're gonna sit here and wait until we get one more volunteer, and until that happens, we're just gonna add the time on. So it's probably already been like 3 minutes. So then maybe we'll get out at what time do we start? 11:15. So we'll get out at 12:18. We start at 11:18, so we'll get out at 12:20 something. Abril, you win already. I love your
No, I have a question.
Oh, sure.
Can we do an assignment like on our favorite sport? Cause I did that when I was in my public school and it was really fun.
Maybe. Actually, next week we are going to start getting into the book, and we are going to probably have a lot more homework, a lot more stuff to talk about. Um, uh, this week was sort of a chill week, sort of me getting to know you. And 5A, you guys are stressing me out. You're too quiet for my liking. Come on, one person. Like I said, the longer you wait, the longer it's going to take to get to the other stuff. And 5B had already gone over 15 minutes. You guys are going to end up making us go over 20. But 5B only went over 15 because they had questions about the assignment. Julian Garcia, our savior. Go ahead. Let's hear about your hero.
I chose God to be my hero.
God?
Yes.
Okay. Why'd you choose God?
Because he created us.
That's good. No, that's a really good one. I like that. Especially because this is a Catholic school. I think that is important that we appreciate the world that we have, the circumstances we were giving. Some people don't have access to the things that we have access to, and I think we should thank God for that. So that's a good one, Julian. I look forward to reading your assignment. So let's get into our homework then. Remember, you guys, when we went over the syllabus and I said I hope that one of my requirements is that everybody has a paper and a pencil with them when we are in class. So pull that out. If you don't have one, you have 2 minutes exactly to go run and grab a piece of paper and something to write with. I don't care if you have to write on a napkin, just get something. And I want you to write the person that you picked as your hero at the top of your paper. So if you picked God, if you picked Dad, if you picked Susan B. Anthony, whoever you picked, write them on the top of your paper, please. Okay, and then when you're done with that, I want us to talk about what attributes are. Does anybody think they know what the word attributes mean? No. Okay. So attributes are basically like characteristics or traits, okay? And everybody has their set of attributes. So let's do me, for example. I am very talkative. I talk a lot. I am pretty um, I'm pretty hopeful, meaning like if I see a bad situation, I usually do my best. I can usually see the good in a bad situation or even in bad people. I am often one to give second chances, even third sometimes, if I really think that I am dealing with someone who is a good person or something like that. Let's say just bad circumstances. I did pretty good in school, so I might say that I'm pretty smart. Okay, I'm not the smartest, trust me. I have my downfalls. Like science is just not my forte. I'm not the best at science, but I'm really good at math, reading, social studies, stuff like that. So let's say I think I'm pretty smart. So those are just 3 of attributes of mine. Okay. And let's say a fourth would be I'm kind. I have a really big heart. I'm really, really nice to people, really polite. But I'm not, let's say one of my lack of attributes would be patient. I'm not the most patient person. Just something I need to work on. So, what I want you to do is on your list write attributes, traits about your hero. It doesn't have to be a full sentence. I just want you to write, smart, kind, funny, whatever it is that they may be. Alyssa, I see you have your hand up.
How do you spell attributes?
Attributes is spelled ATTRIBUTE and then S.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Yes, so that's what I want you guys to do. I want you guys to do your best to try to write at least 7. So that's why yesterday when we were talking about our homework assignment, I wanted to make sure you guys picked somebody that you could really talk about. Remember, I said it's really important that you really give this some thought about who you are and who you want to be and stuff like that, and use your hero to keep in mind because our project is sort of dependent on that. Daniel, I see you have your hand up.
So when you said about, wait, could we give attributes about yourself, or like I wrote about my dad?
Perfect. Yeah. Okay. So you're gonna write his traits or his attributes. If thinking of personality traits is better, that's better. That's fine. You can think of that word instead. But yeah. So let's say your dad is really smart. You would put smart. Let's say your dad is really hardworking. You would put hardworking. Maybe he's really kind. Maybe he's funny. Maybe he talks a lot. Maybe he's kind of nosy even. He's always, gossiping, or he's a chismoso or something like that. You could put he's kind of nosy or whatever you want to put, okay? It could be funny stuff too, okay? So you don't have to necessarily put all good things, but you can I want you to write 7 things to describe your hero, okay? Does that help? Okay.
Yes.
Gianni.
Can we put if they're like good at something?
Yeah, that's good. You could put like I love my hero because they're really good at basketball or something like that. Or maybe they're really organized and they always have a plan. They're always prepared, they're always planned for whatever life throws at them. You could put that too, okay? Doesn't have to be just one word, but if it is just one word, that's fine too. Viviana?
So, do you have to like write this on like a piece? Like, do you have to like submit this? Or
No. So I'll tell you what the next steps are. This is just to kind of get us brainstorming, get us why is Google not so this is to get us brainstorming for the next step. The next step is talking about our homework now and what the assignment actually means. Vivi, you can mute your mic for me really quick. I can mute it for you. Unless you do you have more questions? No, right? No, I didn't think so. Okay. JG, I'm gonna mute you. Julian Garcia. Unless you have questions. If you have questions, just virtually raise your hand. So I know. So yes, tonight's assignment's a creative assignment. It's going to be kind of like an art assignment. We're going to do some drawing. Don't worry if you're not good at art. If you can't draw, trust me, art was not something I participated in. I did it up until I was in 8th grade, and then when it was an elective in high school, I didn't take it. When it was an elective in college, I didn't take it because I am far from an artist, okay? I'm not very good at art. But that's not what this is about. I'm not going to grade you on like how good or detailed or beautiful your piece is. I want you guys to just do the project correctly. If you want to get really detailed, feel free to do so. Express yourself however you want, but just make sure you're following all the directions for the assignment. So now I'm going to screen share and show you what we're going to be doing. Like I said, it's going to take a lot of creativity and a lot of imagination. It might seem difficult, but writing down your attributes, your traits, will be helpful for this project. So let's get into it. Okay, so here's the directions. Use our class discussion to inspire your drawing. Remember that your drawing should reflect or represent the attributes or traits of your hero, okay? I would like for you all to have 7, at least 7, okay? And a drawing to represent each of the attributes. Please label each of your traits or attributes. So I will change that here so you know that I'm talking about the same thing. Those words, they mean the same thing, okay? In your drawing. Your drawing should have at least 5 different colors. I don't want it all in black and white, and there's absolutely no stick figures. If you draw a stick figure, I'm automatically going to give you 0. I'm not even going to look at it, okay? So, here's an example. So I would say my hero, Harriet Tubman, was really strong and brave. So in my drawing, I will make her arms really big to look like muscles. The muscles representing her bravery, her being strong. My hero, Harriet Tubman, was very smart when she saved so many slaves without getting caught. So in my drawing, her head is going to be really large to look like she has a large brain. My hero, Harriet Tubman, was hardworking because she had to deal with mean people and still do a lot of work. So in my drawing, her hands will be dirty because of all the work she had to do. My hero, Harriet Tubman, was always prepared to travel at night when she saved the other slaves. So in my drawing, she's going to hold a book to show that she always had a plan. So, dun 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 dun, don't laugh too hard. Here is my absolutely terrible drawing. I did this in 5 minutes last night, so don't judge me too hard, but like I said, I'm not an artist, so I guess it doesn't really matter. Here's my drawing of Harriet Tubman. Now, as you can see, like I stated, she has a really, really big head. And I labeled it big head because she's so smart. She has big muscles. Yes, these are supposed to be muscles. Like I said, it doesn't have to be beautiful. Big muscles because she was strong and brave. Dirty hands, I just drew scribbles, whatever, because she did a lot of hard work. Book, because she was always prepared and always had a plan. Now, let's say she was like me and she always saw things positively. Maybe I would make her eyes look really big, or I would make them look glossy or like diamonds or whatever, because she always saw the good in people, okay? Maybe she talked a lot, or Harriet Tubman was super talkative. We don't know that, but maybe I would make her mouth really big because she just couldn't stop talking. Or she was nosy, or she knew a lot of secrets, so I'd make her nose look really big because she's nosy. Okay, something like that. So your drawing is going to literally, their physical appearance is going to literally represent their traits. Does that make sense? Is everybody paying attention? Okay, Demetrio, I see you have your hand up. Your mic is muted though. So if you do have a question.
How are all the computer people put their drawings on their paper?
Yes. So that's probably going to be the hardest part, is figuring out how are you going to upload your homework. So if you have the iPad or the app, it's going to be a lot easier for you. You're going to have way less steps than us on computers. I myself am using a computer, and I'm going to show you how to do it from both ways, okay? So let's do the iPad app tablet first because that's a lot easier. So let's say, so here's my drawing. I did it last night. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, most iPads have cameras. So let's pretend this is my giant camera. I'm going to open the camera on my iPad and take a picture, okay? And from my picture, Gianni, or whoever it is that doesn't have their mic muted, or Demetrio, mute your mic for me really quickly, just so everybody can hear, okay? Just a little bit of tapping. Who else? Gianni? Amen. I'll just mute you guys, no worries. Okay, so here's my picture now. Took my picture of my drawing. Now on my app, I'm gonna open the Teams app. It's gonna look something like this maybe. all the way at the bottom, you can't see because the reflection's awful. I mean, maybe if I lower the brightness. No, that wouldn't work. Just, at the bottom, there's a bunch of little tabs down here, okay? One says assignments. I don't know if you could see it. Oh, I wish my assignments, it's right here, okay? No, that's chat. There's one at the bottom and it says assignments. You're going to click on that, okay? And then you're going to click which class that you are a part of. So you're a part of Ms. Gomez's 5A. Now, I don't have the assignment uploaded yet, but it will be as soon as we're done with class. Yes, so it's going to look something like all your assignments might pop up, okay? As long as you click the right one. Ms. Gomez is a 5A. You might see order of history, all the old assignments. If you turn them all in, then there's not going to be anything. But when you click on the assignment, there's going to be the add work, okay? And it's going to have a paper clip. You're going to click on that, and then it's going to have OneDrive, new file, link, Teams, and then on the bottom, it's going to say upload from this device. You're going to click on that, and then you're going to click photo library and select your photo, and it'll upload really, really easily. So people with the iPad and the app, you guys have it. It's cake for you. The rest of us on our computers, it might be a bit more difficult. So does everybody, okay, I want you guys to, I know, Sophia, I know you have a question, but I'm going to just lower your hand just for a second. I'll remember. I want you guys to virtually raise your hand if you do not, okay? If you do not have access to a phone from like mom or dad or grandma or grandpa. If you don't have access to a phone, raise your hand virtually or a camera of some sort. Okay, Demetrio and Kayla. Is that all? Okay, so you guys don't have an iPad or a camera that you can take a picture of your project. Or you do? You don't. Okay. Oh, you do. Okay.
Well, I do have my grandma's phone that I could do that on. Yeah.
Do you know what kind of phone Grandma has?
Not really right now, but
Do you know if she has like, is it an iPhone or does it look like kind of like an older phone?
looks like a little bit older phone.
Okay, so me and you and Kayla will talk after class and figure out what we can do if we can't do the project, okay? But if you have access to a phone, preferably a smartphone, so either an iPhone or an Android, what you're gonna do is this next few steps, okay? So it might be a little difficult. Just pay attention, and then if you still don't get it after class, maybe rewatch the video one more time. And then if you still don't get it, you can always ask me questions, okay? So let me, okay, so let's get to it. So you took a picture of your art. Next thing you're gonna do is you're gonna find your picture. If you have an iPhone, it's gonna look a lot like my process. If you don't, it's not the end of the world, you'll still figure it out. You're gonna open your photo in Photos, okay? And at the bottom, on the left-hand side, there's a little square with an arrow. You're gonna click on that, and it's going to say mail, okay? You're gonna email it to your account. And if you're like, I don't have an email, I don't have an email. Everybody who's on Teams has an email. You just might not know how to get to it. So you know the paper that the school gave you that gave you your Teams username and password? So that username is actually the same thing as your email. So you're gonna type it in. So let's say I'm Julian. It might be Julian Garcia, number 2 at stcas.org or whatever the paper it is that it tells you what your team's username is. That's your email. So you're going to send it to yourself. You're going to click send. And then once you sent it, you're going to go to, on your computer, you're going to go to office.com. I'm still in caps. You're going to wait for it to load, blah, blah, blah. Here I am with all my old tabs, making it more difficult. Okay. Shouldn't take this long. Maybe office.com. Come on. Like I said, I am not patient. Maybe that's what's going on with me. I'm not patient. I don't like to sit here and wait for things to load. Oh God, are you serious? Okay, here we go. It's gonna take you here. And you know, this is where you find your teams, this is where you find your word, but here is where you're gonna find your email. It's literally the first one, the blue envelope with the paper coming out. It's called Outlook. You're gonna click on that. And then there you will find your picture that you sent. Here you go, since you sent it to yourself from the phone. So once you find your picture, what you're going to do is you're going to click on it, and you might be able to just copy it. Then you're going to go back to Word, your new blank document, kind of like you guys did with Miss C's assignment, if you didn't use clip art. Oh, sorry. And you're gonna paste it. Wait for it to load there, and there you have it. And there's your picture, okay? And that's it. You might save it as ELA art project or hero project, whatever will help you remember. And then when you go to teams, I'm just going to open, because this is student view, like I've done before. You'll go to our team, you'll go to our assignment, and you'll click it. You're going to click this add work button, and you're going to upload your ELA art project. You're going to let it load, and then you're going to have this beautiful purple turn in button. Here's the loaded thing. This is what's going to pop up for me when you turn it in, and you're going to click turn in. Okay? So when you're on the computer, there are a bit more steps, okay? The iPad and the app, super easy, piece of cake. If you're using a computer, it might be a bit more difficult, okay? Does anybody have questions? Gianni? No? No questions? Yeah, Gianni. No question, Gianni. Oh, that's okay. So did everybody get the assignment? Guys, I really need you guys to make sure that you understand what you have to do, okay? And if you feel a little bit better about how to upload the picture, okay? Okay. Anybody need help? Demetrio and Kayla, if you guys still realize like this isn't going to work for me, Miss Gomez, we'll meet and we'll figure something out that works best for our situation. If you don't have access to a camera, I mean, if you don't have access to, chat, because chat doesn't work, chat me privately, okay? Kind of like Jimena and Dylan did. This is due tomorrow. This is the only homework you have. You don't have social studies. You don't have anything else. It's just ELA, okay? Tomorrow, there's not going to really be too much homework for the weekend. It's for ELA, there's not going to be any. Tomorrow's going to be a really fun day in ELA, so please try to make it. Social studies, the only homework you have is I'm going to assign you guys to just write down and type up the vocab words for our first chapter. That's just it. That's it. And even I don't want you guys to have to do vocab. Trust me, I don't. But I have to because you guys have to take tests according to my boss. If it was up to me, I would make my own tests for you guys to take, and it would just be based on the fun stuff we talk about in class, like you know, the things we talked about with the branches of government. I mean, obviously it has to do with social studies, but you guys unfortunately have to take the tests from the books, so we have to make sure we are doing some of the work from the book. So tomorrow we are going to be assigned our spelling words for ELA because we have a test next Friday for spelling, and then we are going to have to start on our textbook social studies words. But tonight, for homework, the only thing you have to do is this drawing. The hardest part, like I said, is probably uploading. Other than that, it's a pretty fun and easy sort of assignment. I'm going to upload it as soon as our meeting is over. so you can find it and find where you can turn it in. And does anybody else have any questions? Jimena, I see your hand.
When do we turn it in?
It's due by tomorrow at 9 in the morning. So turn it in tonight if you can.
Okay.
And remember, guys, please turn it in the assignments tab. Try your best not to chat it to me or email it to me. And if you don't remember how to upload it to assignments tab, go rewatch any of our old videos. I think I showed you guys how to do it about 4 or 5 times. Gianni.
I have a question. Did you get my assignment? Because it didn't say that it turned in on my side, but I couldn't turn in.
Okay, let's see. For the which assignment? The who is your hero? Okay,
Yeah.
Gianni and Dali. Gianni, you are all good to go. I have it here.
Okay.
Okay. And I will be taking a look at those either today. You'll probably get most of you will get them back today. Some of you might get them back tomorrow, but they will get back to you before the weekend starts. Julian.
Can we leave now?
I guess you guys can leave.
Yeah.
Good job today. Any questions, let me know. Don't forget to do your homework. Please do your homework. Gianni.
When you put teams, it says join or create a team. Can we create our own team?
I can't remember. Somebody asked this yesterday. You definitely can, but I just want to make sure you guys keep it appropriate. You're all polite to each other, and I'm not sure if I'm still gonna have access. I would do it. I probably wouldn't just because I don't want it to become too confusing for you guys on teams. If you make your own team, you might lose track of the real ones. But yeah.
Okay.
Okay. All good, guys? Nicholas, you're good? Nicholas is out. Everybody else is okay? If you are all okay, you can go ahead and leave, unless you have any questions.
What's your TikTok account?
Okay. Bye, everybody.